Okay, this is Around Midnight with the Local Boys. We're talking about how wrong Trump really is.
No. Come on, man. No. We're not doing that.
You don't think he's actually coming close to treason, getting into bed with Putin?
I would like to talk about that.
Oh, would you now?
That is a high claim. I'm not going to say no, but I'm not ready to say yes.
Joe's high on ginger?
He's had a little too much of that ginger, man.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Maybe Trump would... Uh-oh, I think we got a telephone call.
Already?
Wow, we must have made somebody mad. You guys ready?
Yeah, I suppose.
We're ready.
All right. Welcome to Around Midnight. How are you tonight?
Hello.
Hi.
I would like to speak.
Oh,
This
boy.
is Danielle.
Here it goes.
Oh, boy.
Okay, Danielle, lay it on us.
Hi, Danielle. Thanks for watching.
Hi.
That's an appropriate response. I'm like,
Thank you.
hi, Danielle. How are you? That's what I meant to say.
Yes, hello. How are you? I forgot. I've never called into a show before, but so.
Well, we're glad
I'm
you called
going
into
to,
ours tonight.
Oh, thanks.
Oh.
Well, I wanted to make sure that I chimed in on this Trump thing because it's really sad that we can't, as a community, we can't speak openly. I don't have to agree with Trump. I don't have to disagree. We just don't hear each other anymore. And Mr. Trump apologist over there, Chevelle, or I'm sorry, CJ.
Yeah. Well, we just call him Chump now.
The chump.
Yeah, whatever.
The sad thing is,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
my
that's
own
it.
sister who called me that. That's messed up, dog. I'm calling her
I
up right now. Where's
explained.
she at?
So many times, Trump does not need any apologists. He doesn't need anybody to apologize for him. Everybody needs to listen and figure out what it is that is really going on as far as how do we build community. Forget about all that other crap.
Okay. Well, you have to admit, if you take a step back and look at what Trump is doing, he's done more to divide our nation than he's done to bring it together. Between
I don't know that I
trying
would agree
to
with that.
he tries to single out
That is...
specific groups and he wants to
that's-
vilify them,
That is
deport them.
blatantly not true, Chevelle. He is the worst. He is calling people out on such crazy things. He's talking about people's looks. He's talking about people's ethnicity.
It's like half of
he's
his
creating a
presidency
real
is built on hate.
us versus them. It's always us
no,
versus
no.
them.
See, and this is, and it probably is just semantics, but he did not create this. That's where I have an issue with it. He did not create this. It was already here. But until
whether or
Trump,
not he's
all we had a
created
bunch of these bunch of milquetoast politicians who told you whatever you wanted to hear, but they did the exact same crap. Obama was divisive.
So you think it's
Hillary's
better for him to
divisive.
just be out in the open and say, yeah, I'm racist, okay, and I'm leading the
Yes,
country?
I do.
Danielle,
I do.
It's
Danielle,
in
how
bold-
do you feel about this?
I agree with Chevelle. No, he did not create it, but he did exacerbate it. Yes, he made it worse.
The one thing
And
that
so
can absolutely be said is he is an opportunist, and he took it and ran it. He's
Wow. Did we
He's
see
running
something
through
about
the end zone on
mansplaining
it.
where men
At
were
the
just
same
interrupting
time,
women?
though-
And
But at the same time, if there's a fire, you don't go spread gasoline on it. You put it out.
he's
So
not.
you
He's
Unless
not
you
can't
just
sell
say
fire
that
insurance.
because
He's running up with a
something was already
gasoline truck.
existing,
That-
that you can't make it worse.
Trump is like flying in squadrons of helicopters with napalm.
But here's the thing, like, I guess it's because I don't like any of the alternatives any more than I like Trump. Everybody's saying that the guy is no diplomat. Clearly, not diplomatic at all. There is not a shred of decency in the man. I will even concede that.
Okay.
But I just don't think he's that different from anybody else. I don't think that a person who will lie to my face just to make me feel good is any worse than the one who would just come right out and say, I can't stand you. I would rather
Okay.
have you say to my face how you feel. I don't like every other politician to date has been a backstabber. Trump came in as an outsider, and he was about as far outside as you could possibly get. Think about that. The fact that he outdid every other Republican candidate with less money. He outdid Hillary, who raised more money than anybody else ever. Maybe Obama raised more money than her,
Well,
but a lot of Obama's money was her money.
Again, nobody is disputing the fact that there were a lot of people that did not want to see another Clinton regime in the White House.
I'm just saying we need to have a complete conversation, and it can't just be Trump's
There is quite a
evil.
bit of evidence that the Russians somehow helped to manipulate this election in Trump's favor because they didn't want to
How?
see another Clinton in the White House. Well,
How?
that hasn't yet come to light, partly because our own president refuses to acknowledge that it might have happened, because he doesn't want it to undermine his own sense of
Grandeur,
domination.
yeah.
Basically, that he feels that he doesn't want to have to admit that
well,
he didn't win
why
this
would he
election on
want
his
to?
own.
Yeah, but then
There's
this
nothing in it for him.
But see, but here's the other thing about Trump that's probably the most disconcerting. Okay, and this is very difficult for me to say, but since we're talking in a hypothetical world for a minute here, let's set aside the fact that this man seems to propagate hate. He likes to single out groups and vilify them to turn one against the other. That does seem to be one of the things he does. But how do you explain a man who gets up in front of the world, then rolls over in front of a foreign leader, in this case Putin, and then as soon as that guy leaves, turns around and says, "Oh, no, I didn't say that. I hate the guy." I mean,
I don't think he said he hated the guy, but I will say this: like
basically say, he said in front of Putin, "Oh, I don't believe the Russians had anything to do with this," and as soon as Russians turn their back, "Oh yeah, the Russians had everything to do with this."
Let's be really honest. How many of us are going to walk up to Darth Vader and be like, "You suck"? Putin is Darth freaking Vader, dude.
Wait. You can't have
He's
it both
gonna
ways.
pull out the Force.
You can't have it both ways. He's either getting up there and saying the truth, whether you like it or not, or he's a two-faced bastard.
I've always said he's two-faced. I've always said he lacks any diplomacy, and it's odd that this is the one time he sounded even remotely diplomatic. Trump, while he's not even a Trump apologist, is a Putin apologist. How weird is that?
What news conference was he watching? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, he's sitting here making excuses.
You guys enjoy.
Thank you for your call tonight,
know.
Danielle. We really appreciate it. You have a great night.
You too, bye.
And
I'm just saying, man.
Roxy's jumping in on the Facebook Live chat. She says, Putin hates you.
I agree, which is all the more reason.
Putin hates who?
But
You.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You got to point in the camera when you
Just
see
said
it.
you.
Yeah, why me? I mean, I'm okay with that because I'm not a Putin fan. But hey, I don't. Why are we singling me out on this?
Here's like.
I don't have a problem with the Russian people, but I don't trust Putin any farther than I can throw the man.
You know what Putin is?
You.
Putin is like, he's like Trump's alter ego. He is like the person Trump wishes he was. I think, and the same thing happened when he went to North Korea. He was like, "Oh, this guy's a great guy. He's a great leader. His people love him." Like, no, they don't. They fear him because he will kill them.
Yeah.
On a whim.
Yeah, like that, like those
Putin is
foreign
known
agents that
to
he
go out-
tried to poison but wasn't successful. But he did manage to kill a couple of Americans.
And I really believe most world leaders are afraid of Putin because he has killed people, like powerful people. He gives them that little radiation pill, or they have that weird heart attack or something like that, and they're done. Yeah. This man is not to be tampered with. I was watching a couple of the clips from the press conference because I try not to follow it. It's depressing to me, but you kind of can't avoid it. And when you listen to how kind the reporters are, like, "Sir, Mr. Leader, Mr. Putin, are you a jerk?" Like, they're so coy and so shy because Putin will kill you.
Dear leader.
He will kill you. Like, if you're in MMA, Mirko Cro Cop is like Putin. You just know you step in that ring the wrong way, you're catching a boot to the head. Look it up, folks. Cro Cop. Yeah. Wicked.
Okay.
Wicked with the boot to the face, bro. Wicked. Happens to be Russian, by the way.
Uh-huh. Okay, anyway, so, yeah. Where are we going with this now?
I'm just, coming out of the, I want to know if Trump really has gone too far. I hear him keep throwing around. I keep hearing him throwing around treason, and I don't know.
I think
this
so.
Is treason.
I
Yeah,
think
but how?
he is.
How?
I think he's aware that the Russians tampered in the election, and he doesn't want to admit it.
Do you think
he's
was
two-faced?
complicit in it?
I don't think he was complicit in it. I think he was more than happy to let them do it, and he was well. Wait a minute,
Joe. How are you going to stop Putin?
Wait a minute.
Hey.
Yes, I guess you could say he was complicit because I think he was aware of it and he did nothing to stop it. So that makes him complicit.
Well, people made him aware of it, so you have to say that he was aware of it.
And over and above
he was
that,
probably tweeting at the time, so he wasn't really paying attention.
The man never revealed his tax information. And I think.
Oh, come on. Are we going to go with that?
Let me finish.
No.
Because
I'm never going to reveal my tax information.
You're also not running for office.
If I do, you won't get my tax information. You'd be lucky to get my social security number.
It is not.
As far as you're concerned, I was born in Canada.
It is not It's not. It is known that he has attempted in the past, Trump that is, to have business dealings in Russia. I believe that there is some backdoor deal that has gone on, that's taken place, that where if Trump manages to get through a presidency and do good things for the Russians, he's going to be rewarded on the backside with some kind of development deal or something else over there.
Oh,
Here is the problem.
I heard about that
And this
tape
is-
where he was rewarded on the backside.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, stormy.
Mm.
Okay, you just totally threw me off, Todd. Here's the thing, though. America, and this is where it gets weird, because here I go apologizing for Trump again. Like the whole thing, with NATO. Like America,
You see what you make me do? You see?
it's your fault that I'm okay. Like the whole thing with NATO, America has been doing the heavy lifting since day one. And I'm not saying that America shouldn't, because America destroyed the world in World War II. We dropped 2 nukes. We're the only ones to have ever
Actually,
done it.
we dropped a third one; it just didn't go off.
We're the only ones.
Wow.
We ended the war with nuclear bombs. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if you are, and I'm not saying Trump is, but if you're a caring people, and I think most of those people have died off, then you want to repair the damage you did. It's just like a parent. Like when you spank your kid, you don't spank him out of anger. You're like, this has to stop. I'm trying to let you know how serious I am. So you spank the kid, but then you let them know, I did this so you know that I'm serious about it. Please don't do it again. That was the nukes. That's pretty bad whooping right there. Okay? But you still love the child. So America loved the world. We went and did all, we're going to give the Allies this money, but Japan, no army for you. Germany, no army for you. That type of thing. You have to defend them because you're making them defenseless. If you don't, then somebody else is going to come in and fill that void. So America had to step in. But the problem is they became dependent. It's like a welfare system on a national level. They're dependent on it.
You mean on an international level?
Yes, what you said.
Okay.
So if you're going to try to pull that money back, they're all going to cry and they're all going to complain. And because they don't know how to carry their own weight, they're going to go look for that authority somewhere else. And they say the Cold War is over, but the Taliban exists as a result of the Cold War. So it's still with us. The Iran thing, it's all Cold War. The Shahs and everybody that got killed, that's all stuff directly related to our problems with Russia.
What does that got to do with Trump?
My point is this. The U.S. has been the only one in this Russia-America relationship that has been trying to make things better. Russia's just been trying to make things bigger. So they don't have to worry about making people feel good. And Putin is that personified. Putin doesn't have to worry about our troops in Afghanistan. He doesn't have to worry about our troops in the Middle East. He doesn't have to worry about our troops still in South America, still in Korea. He doesn't have that problem. We have that problem. And if we pull back and Russia goes in and decimates all of them, what are we going to do? Another scenario. What if China steps up? They've got the entire planet outnumbered like 3 to 1 minimum. Mostly males after they've repealed the whole no female thing with nothing to do but shoot at people. We are essentially defenseless. So I kind of understand.
No, we're not defenseless. It's called mutually assured destruction.
It's not mutually assured destruction, though. Because
you don't think so? If
I
we
don't
unleash
think
our
so.
entire nuclear arsenal, I'm pretty sure nobody on the planet is going to be
But
around.
we'll never do that. And you want to know why? Because America has common sense. And that's been our problem. And the only ones who have been even seriously talking about pulling the trigger are the conservatives that all the liberals are talking about.
I'm reasonably certain that if somebody sent a bunch of nuclear missiles headed in our direction, common sense would probably go right out the window over here.
Yeah, you're saying if Trump got the nuke warning that we have missiles inbound, you don't think he's going to hit that button?
Hell yeah, Trump might, but I don't think Obama would have. And I think that's a problem.
Who said anything about Obama?
I think if Obama didn't, somebody else would have stepped up and done it for him.
This is what I've been saying the whole time, and this is the thing that people have been angry at me about. Trump is the president America deserves, not the president America needs, but until people step up and take responsibility, both America as a nation and Americans as individuals, for all the things we've done wrong in a real way, everyone needs to take responsibility. This is what you're going to see, because Russia is not going to take responsibility. England is not going to take responsibility. France is not going to take responsibility.
Yeah, but the problem that I see with this president is if somebody actually puts the screws to him, he will roll over on his back like a little dog, which is exactly what he did in front of Putin.
But who wouldn't? That's my question. What are we going to do? We've been doing diplomacy with Iran for, what, 12 years now?
See, but that's
They're
the thing.
a nuclear state now.
That's the thing
We've been
about
doing diplomacy with North Korea. They're
the
a
thing
nuclear
about
state
diplomacy.
now.
You don't put yourself in a position where you have to roll over on your back.
You cannot do diplomacy with people who are lying to you. Trump
is lying to you.
Trump is saying what he means, and the fact that he's an idiot is a problem. Okay? But he's saying it. All of these other politicians go out to these meetings and they sit there and make everybody look. It's all handshakes, and I'm done with it. I'm done. I don't like the guy. I hate it. And the problem is I know it's going to get worse. So it's really depressing for me, which is why I try to avoid the news cycle. But I just don't know how it gets better, because if America,
I think America
has
getting
to
better
pull
by
back.
getting somebody who's qualified back in
Who's
the chair.
qualified?
Well,
who is qualified?
Anybody. See, at this point, seems to be more qualified than Trump.
No, and this is the other thing. Like, I get sick of everybody talking about how their candidate is better. I have voted third party at least 3 times in presidential elections because I think both of the parties are the same party. They're just taking turns. And the reason they're mad is because their person didn't get their additional turn. Hillary was pissed off because it was supposed to be her turn, and she didn't get it.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying. At some point, people got to come to the center and figure this out. It's bigger than Trump. It's bigger than Putin. And it's going to get ugly.
I still say everybody should vote for me in the next presidential election. I said that last show. I think I said that the show before. Vote Joe Carbonetta for president.
Yeah, I would never do that.
And I would keep saying it every show.
I know, because
until
you're
it
Hillary
happens.
Clinton, and you'd just be mad that you didn't get your turn.
No, I would be Trump, and I'd probably just come in there and kick the doors in and say, "What do you mean?" I don't know. I don't know where I'm
What?
going
Yeah,
with this. It's making no sense at all.
You're right.
I'm just trying to be controversial.
Completely.
At this point.
I don't understand that one at all. But anyway, I think it's time for us to take another break, and we're going to be back in a few minutes right here on Around Midnight with the local boys. 951-356-6882. That's the number to call if you want to join the conversation tonight, like Danielle did. Thank you, Danielle, again for your call. We really appreciate it. We're glad you're watching the show tonight. And thank you for telling Chevelle how wrong he was, too, because somebody really needs to tell him. Anyway,
you're all going to burn because you didn't listen to Chevelle.
We'll be back right after this.